A price hike is predicted in the Gold Coast, as apparently investors are returning. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, and let's look at this article from realestate.com.au, originally from the Gold Coast Bulletin. Apparently a price hike is tipped for the Gold Coast as investors return to the market for some apparent reason. Now, 3 days ago I did a video. We were looking at Gold Coast units flooding the market. As I was saying, investors were fleeing. Just the number of them on the market was quite significant. There were a lot of them there. But now 3 days later, we're being told that a price hike is predicted as investors return. Now, why would you return as an investor? Let me know. Let's just think about this. We've got an economy propped up by JobKeeper. We've got no international tourism. International students are down the gurgler. Borders are just starting to open up interstate. We've got unemployment at record highs. You've got businesses being able to trade while insolvent. You've got moratoriums on evicting people for rent. And mortgage holidays. So why would investors be flooding back to the market? I can't understand. And if we have a look here, yeah, there's, these are units, and I'll focus on Southport. There still seems to be a whole lot on the market, everyone. Units and apartments here. Have investors flooded back? Or is this going to be another spin on search results? Let me know what you think in the comments. So, historic low interest rates are driving investors back into the Gold Coast property market, which experts predict will drive up prices. Property analyst Michael Mutsik said investors were not getting a decent return on their money in the bank. Well, you're not going to get a decent return on your money in property either, or at least rents. You got no chance of letting these things out. The share market was still volatile, and with cheap money to borrow, bricks and mortar was more appealing than ever. Well, it depends. Maybe I'm focusing on units. Let's change this to, this is everything. We'll change this to just houses. There you go. Still a lot of houses on the market. We'll change it now to just apartments. There you go. Much more along the coast. Still pretty decent numbers, guys. More than they can show on the map. So maybe the demand for housing will increase. But the employment down the Gold Coast isn't that crash hot. What work is down there, everyone? It's not that. A lot of the work is dependent on the tourism industry. It's dependent on, healthcare and aged care. A lot of people go to there to retire. So it's an exciting time if you're a property investor because accessing money is going to be cheaper, and there is some assurity from the RBA that it's not going to change in the future, he said. When the cash rate drops and it becomes cheaper to borrow money, it actually pushes house prices upwards. Yeah, that's the problem. I wouldn't be surprised if they rise by 5% in the next 12 months, which is quite contradictory to what some people are saying. A 5% rise in apartments. Or that's inflation, everyone, because the money is cheaper. You got to watch out these things, guys. And, we did another video looking at just the issues with Mascot Towers. Make sure you be quite vigilant when you check these apartments, everyone. There's lots of potential issues in them down the Gold Coast. I wouldn't be buying one, to be brutally honest. Just the body corporate fees can sink you as well. And then if you're dependent on tourism to try and pay it off, how's that going to happen? The central bank cut the cash rate by 0.15 points down to 0.1 on Melbourne Cup Day when RBA fell low. Given the outlook, the board is not expected to increase the cash rate for 3 years. Well, let's have a look at the ASX cash rate. What is it? No, I want the interest rate prediction. There we go, the target rate tracker. And they're predicting no change or decrease to 0%. As of yesterday, 62% are predicting a decrease to 0%. And as our cash rate is sitting right here at 0.1, I'm sure that's going to make a huge difference. I don't know why I even bothered updating this chart. You can't see it, can you? You can't see it. So this is just based on a low cash rate. The argument he's making, so that means suddenly people are going to flood to the Gold Coast. The statement triggered an instant increase in inquiry from investors, according to Surface Paradise First National Real Estate Principal Rob Rollington. Investors aren't liking the returns they're getting from the banks, so they're coming back to real estate for better returns and potential for growth. Surface Paradise is now the most inquired suburb by investors in southeast Queensland, according to a recent report by realestate.com.au. Search results. So the basis of this article is that because we have a low cash rate, it's probably going to stay low, so money's cheaper, and search results are up. They're predicting a 5% increase in prices for Gold Coast. Okay? Investors are slowly returning, but they are sticking to smaller markets that are far more COVID-proof than others, said REA economist Nerida Kniesby. At a suburb level, strong performers on the Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast has become more apparent. Units in Southport and Broadbeach have also seen increases in demand, making them more popular with investors since the pandemic. Southport? I guess it must be the hospital. Southport would be the hospital. What would we drive in Broadbeach, guys? John Fitzgerald, CEO of property investment company Custodian, believes the drop in interest rate will kick-start the property investment cycle again. Many investors have sat on their hands during the pandemic, he said. I think this will be the incentive to bring them back in. People who put their money in the bank are getting nothing for it. This is going to be a flight to fixed assets that will drive up prices. I predict as a result, the Australian median house price will hit 1 million in the next 3 to 5 years. What do you think? He might be right. They're doing everything. They're chucking the laundry sink. They've already thrown the kitchen sink at it. They're chucking the laundry sink. What else can they do to drive up property, everyone? You know? Average house, $1 million in 3 to 5 years. Can you see that happening? Shit, I can. I don't want it to happen. I think it's going to be a terrible thing for the country. It's going to exacerbate the divide from those people that are in property and those who aren't. It's just going to be more of the same. It means we're going to have more and more of our intellectual capital, energy, and investment chucked into property. And it's going to result in a decrease in the complexity of our economy. Because all of these things, how much of it is built from imported stuff? Everyone. In the long term, it's not a good thing. What's the RBA going to be saying in a few years? We'll have to see, everyone. We'll have to see if investors are going to flood back in hopes of capital gain. I mean, if they're jumping in on the Gold Coast, maybe they're hoping the tourist sector will open up. Maybe they're hoping people interstate will move in, or maybe they're just hoping there's going to be capital increase and they're betting on that. Or maybe they want to just go somewhere for holiday themselves and own an apartment. We'll have to see. Let's keep an eye on it, everyone. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Check out my other video, because I went through a whole lot of different... We're looking at examples and highlighting some of the issues in some of these apartments. Be quite meticulous and thorough when you look through them. You don't want to be the owner of the next Mascot Towers. Think about it. Some people bought in Mascot Towers just 2 months before. 2 months before it went under, or all the issues arised. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that sold just 2 months before. So keep an eye on it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next time.